What is going on right now? What's going on, everybody? Shout out to the chat gang. Shout out to Knicks Nation. I know this is impromptu. I didn't expect to go live today. But honestly, I also didn't expect to get the following news. The news that made me start this live and ask the question, what is going on right now? The New York Knicks just announced that with their final roster spot, they have signed PJ Tucker to a 2-year contract, not only signing him for the rest of the season, but again, giving him a shocking 2-year contract in the process. Now, a lot of you have questions. Number one, why did the Knicks wait so long to sign PJ Tucker? Number two, is that it? Is that all the roster moves they're going to make? Or are they going to waive another player and sign somebody else to this team? Thankfully, today, we're going to break down all of these latest reports today. Let you know exactly why the Knicks signed PJ Tucker, the real reason they made this move, and also what this means for this roster moving forward as we get to the postseason. If you guys are enjoying the content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you have notifications on as well, too. If you're enjoying the content, the easiest way to support the channel is to hit that subscribe button. And now, let's get started. The Knicks signed PJ Tucker to a 2-year deal. You didn't hear me wrong. That's not a typo. No, not another 10-day. No, this is not, this is breaking news. But no, this is not some prank or anything like that. This is official. The New York Knicks have signed PJ Tucker to a 2-year deal. And yes, that final roster spot that they created, once they didn't re-sign him to a 10-day deal, they just signed him right back to it. There is no more final roster spots available. The one they created, they just filled by signing PJ Tucker to a two-year deal. I don't know why they did that, but they signed him to a 2-year contract. They couldn't sign him for the rest of the season. They had to take it a step further and sign him to a 2-year deal. Before I react to this a little bit further and give you my full breakdown on this, let's break down the following reports that we have here from Shams of ESPN and Ian Bagley of SNY, breaking down exactly why the Knicks signed PJ Tucker in the first place. Let's break it down here. Shout out to Shams of ESPN for giving us the following information. He was first on this report as well, too. According to him, after 2 10-day contracts, the New York Knicks are planning to sign veteran forward PJ Tucker to a 2-year deal. Tucker will return to the Knicks through this season and the playoffs with a team option for 2025-2026. A few things to break down here before we go to Bagley's report. Number one, it is a 2-year deal, but really, it's kind of a 1-year deal, right? Because he has a team option in that second year. So if the Knicks want to, they can go ahead and they can just waive him in that second year. Doesn't do anything to them. They can free up a roster spot, and that's how they can handle it. So we have to understand that. But going back to that same point, they did fill that final roster spot by signing PJ Tucker. And as you just heard, he's available for the rest of the season and the postseason. Not like it matters because how many minutes has he played in his 2 10-day contracts with the Knicks? Add the 3 minus the 2. 2 minutes in garbage time, and he didn't take a shot. But yeah, no worries. We got the veteran voice in the locker room. That's what we need. It's a luxury. And of course, looking at the roster, we couldn't possibly use size, could we? No, we could use size. We couldn't possibly use another wing, could we? No. We could use another wing, but we still signed PJ Tucker to a 2-year deal, essentially a 1-year deal because the second year is a team option, but you never know what the Knicks are going to do in that second year. We're going to have to wait and see. But let's continue here. Find out more of the real reason why the Knicks signed PJ Tucker, because there has to be more to this. A 2-year contract? You know there has to be more to this. Shout out to Ian Bagley for breaking it all down for us like he always does. Make sure you follow this man on X, because if you do, you will get these timely updates as I do. As he states here, PJ Tucker's rest of the season deal with the Knicks will leave them with enough room under the second apron to add another vet free agent at the end of the regular season. Very, very big news there. We're going to get back to that, but let's continue here. Knicks people have appreciated Tucker's off-the-court impact. Vocal approach during his two-week stint with the club. The player and team have an agreement. Plan to finalize the deal shortly. In this scenario described above, New York would need to waive a player in order to create room on this roster to sign another free agent. They could fit a veteran minimum salary in under the second apron if they wait until the last day or two of the regular season to make the transaction happen. The team option on Tucker's deal, first reported by ESPN, also gives New York additional salary to include in an offseason trade if the club chooses to go that route. So again, guys, we have a lot to break down here. Bagley just broke down essentially why New York gave PJ Tucker this deal. Number one, the reason they waited is because they wanted to give themselves enough flexibility to, if they wanted to later on in the season, add another vet. But remember, if they want to do that, they have to waive a player. So let's understand that. The other reason they gave him that 2-year deal with the team option, again, apparently, is because that additional salary will give New York something that they can include in an offseason trade if they choose to go that route. So there's a lot of reasons why the Knicks went this way and made this decision. And of course, you guys know I'm not going to stop there. I have other NBA insiders helping to break this down and also confirm what we just heard from Ian Bagley. We have the great James L. Edwards of The Athletic here, and he reports the following. Can confirm Knicks are planning to sign PJ Tucker to a 2-year deal. Second year is a team option. New York waited to get this done in order to have enough room to sign another vet at the end of the regular season if they choose to. But again, they would have to release someone if they want to make that move happen. So again, multiple NBA insiders now confirming that the real reason the Knicks signed PJ Tucker was, number one, they liked PJ Tucker, liked his veteran leadership, his veteran voice in the locker room. We'll give him some credit there. They also love the fact that because they signed him to a 2-year deal, if they want to make a trade, they can now do that come this offseason. Come this offseason. But also, the main reason, again, is that they waited to give themselves flexibility to potentially waive another player at the end of the regular season to sign another vet to this team. They now have the flexibility to do that. So, am I upset that the Knicks wasted a roster spot on PJ Tucker? Absolutely. There is no way to get around that. I understand the plan. I understand why they did it. Veteran leader, locker room presence. He has a great voice, all of that. We do not have the luxury to add players like that. Not when we see Karl Anthony Towns limping after timeouts. Not when Mitchell Robinson is still on a minutes restriction. And not when everybody in the NBA can see what Moses Brown is doing in Westchester. He's dominating. He's terrorizing. He's destroying. I don't know any more adjectives. I can't describe it anymore. He is going off. So, of course, I don't want the Knicks to waste a roster spot when clearly we should be adding 2 players right now. We should have never re-signed PJ. What we should have done is sign Moses Brown, waive DeLon Wright, and then sign Chuma Okeke. That's the moves the Knicks need to make. And after hearing this report, for me, it tells me without a doubt that once the Knicks are fully healthy, which, by the way, kind of goes with the fact that toward the end of the season, maybe the last day of the regular season or the second day to either the first day, either the last day of the regular season or the second to the last day of the regular season. Can't talk today. PJ Tucker has my mind going shocked. What I'm trying to say is, at one of those final days of the regular season, the Knicks can choose to waive a player and add another player to this team. And they can pick whatever vet that they want to add to this roster. But it is contingent with them waiving a player. They must waive somebody. And when the Knicks are fully healthy, when you look at this team, who's going to be the player that's likely going to be waived? Let's think about it for a few seconds. Knicks fully healthy, looking at the guard rotation. I see a DeLon Wright. Is DeLon Wright going to get any time on a fully healthy Knicks roster? In my opinion, I don't think so. I understand he's a vet. I know Tom Thibodeau loves his vets. I get all that. But when we're fully healthy, the Knicks are not going to have a use for DeLon Wright. We're already going to have players that can utilize that position. So that means we need to waive him and add another player of impact. And Ian Bagley already outlined it here. He already mentioned it. The Knicks doing this allows them to have enough room under the second apron to add another vet free agent at the end of the regular season. There you go. That's why they waited. They did this to give themselves flexibility at the end of the year, at the end of the season. The only question is, will they actually do something with that flexibility? Because again, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that they're going to waive a player and sign somebody else. They can do it. They've allowed themselves the freedom to it. They've given themselves the flexibility to do it, but it does not mean that they are going to execute it. Now, if I'm the Knicks, I already told you what I'm doing. I am waiving DeLon Wright, and I am keeping Moses Brown. I am signing him and keeping him on this team. He is perfect for what we need going into the postseason. If any injuries happen, if any foul trouble happens, if anything like that happens, wouldn't you love to have a 7'2" monster in Moses Brown to lean on? Because I know I would. That's the guy that I would choose out of everybody right now. But if you don't want to go that route because you believe in your center depth, which is Achua, Towns, and Robinson, then go after a wing with size. Go after Chuma because it makes the most sense to do that. I'm just actually a little bit happy that just because the Knicks signed PJ Tucker, it doesn't completely take off the table the fact that they can sign another player to this team. But PJ Tucker's signing really was shocking. Now, am I shocked at the fact that Knicks signed PJ Tucker? I'm not shocked about that. I reported that. Look at the video that I dropped recently where I said the Knicks and their final roster plans. What did I say in that video? Steph Bondy reported that there was a strong likelihood that PJ Tucker was going to return. And I believe my initial reaction was, no. Do not waste a roster spot on that man. And here we are, a few hours later, and they wasted a roster spot on PJ Tucker. Mind you, PJ is going to turn 40 in May. Is he in game shape? Probably not. Is he going to suit up for the Knicks? Probably not. But he's a veteran voice. We need size. We need size at the wing, at the center position, at both of those positions. And what do we decide to do? We decide after we are free. Hallelujah. We're free. They walk all the way back to PJ. Grab him. You're not done yet. 2-year. Even though it's a team option in that final year, it still hits. Why? You really love the voice that much? You really need a vocal leader in the locker room that much? Nobody else is talking. There's nobody else saying anything in that locker room. We got a captain in the locker room. Nobody's saying anything. We got to waste a roster spot on PJ Tucker? PJ? We can't sign anybody else from Westchester. We have to waive somebody else now. We got to do more work, and we can't even do it now. We have to wait till the end of the regular season to make that move. What's bad about that? Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Any other team that wants Moses, while we're waiting till the end of the season, can't they just go out and sign him? If you're waiting for an answer to that, it's yes. Automatically yes. Same thing for Chuma. But we did this to ourselves. And they talked about trading. They talked about adding PJ Tucker potentially for a trade in the offseason. Am I crazy? Or did they not try to trade PJ Tucker for so long before they figured out, you know what, I probably can't trade him. I'm going to have to waive him, do something else with him, or try to get him off my team in a different way because there is no real active team that is looking to trade for him right now. And that makes sense because if you want a veteran voice, you'll likely sign him as an assistant coach. You want him that bad? Sign him to the coach's bench. Don't sign him to the actual bench. You signed him to the player's bench, and you only need his voice. I promised myself I wasn't going to cuss. Not going to cuss. Not going to do it. Nope. Not going to cuss. Won't do it. I am going to drink out of this red cup. Shout out to the Red Cup gang. If you guys are enjoying your drinks like I am because PJ Tucker just signed the 2-year deal, by all means. Cheers. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. All right. That's it for me. And I guess I don't know, you want to call it a tirade, a rant, a reaction. This is where we are. The only good news that I can take out of all of this is that New York still has the ability to waive a player and sign another player. And hopefully that player is DeLon Wright and we add Moses Brown or Chuma Okeke. It has to be one of them. It needs to be because that's the move we need to make. I'm not the only one looking at this roster, looking at the size and being concerned. We have 251 people watching the stream right now, maybe more. I can't see all the numbers. I would more or less venture half of you, more than half of you, have my same concerns about this team regarding the size. You guys see what's happening, the team laboring. I understand it completely, and I'm in agreement with each and every one of you. I'm on the same page, and I'm glad you're sharing what I'm on as well, too. PJ Tucker should have not been signed, but you know what? We can't go back in time. We can't redo it. They're not going to take the signing back. This is what we have to look forward to coming the postseason and as we get ready to close out the regular season. However, there is still hope. There is still hope to sign Moses Brown to this team. We just have to wait and be patient. The Knicks waited this long to sign PJ to give themselves the flexibility, the option to sign somebody at the end of the year, at the end of the season. Let's wait. Let's be patient. Let's see what Leon Rose and this Knicks front office has in store for us. Because if I'm thinking that they're going to do what I want them to do, it may have taken them a long time. It may have been like pulling teeth. But if they can waive DeLon Wright and add Moses Brown to this team, that is the move that helps us now and in the future. And if you don't understand why, then you have not been watching Moses, what he's been doing, and clearly what this Knicks team needs. Now, I've been trying to fix what's going on with this chat situation here. If you want to see what I see on my end, just so you guys know I'm not playing with you, this is what YouTube is showing me right now. It's not working. I see a monkey with a hammer. I got a purple monkey with a hammer in his hand. I don't see a chat. So instead, what I'm going to do instead, I see the chat on the side. So I'm going to read it and then I'm going to respond. Unfortunately, I can't fix that right now. Bear with me. But again, shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys joining the stream. I'll try to make it as good as I possibly can. And I'm probably going to go for another, 10, 15 minutes or so. I haven't watched Raw tonight, man. I was supposed to watch Raw. I forgot it was at 3 o'clock. Nobody told me it was in London again. Completely forgot. So I got Got to get back on that. Got to watch that. But let's go to the channel, see what you guys have to say. Oron says, Troy, PJ Tucker move was stupid, but I'm confident with this Knicks team fully healthy. Moses Brown would have never played under Thibs. Listen, I hear a lot of people saying that to me. Moses Brown's not going to play under Tom Thibodeau. Why should we sign him? Stop talking about that. There's a couple of reasons to sign him, even if he may not play a lot of time. Do you want a rival team going out and signing him and adding him to the roster? Do you want him to be the issue and the problem for you in the postseason? Because there are other reasons to sign players. Number one, we don't have draft picks like that. So when you identify talent, you want to sign talent. That's the first thing. But also, we need him. We need size. It's preparing for the worst. If anything happens, you can utilize a player like that. Is PJ Tucker playing center for you? Is he going to play backup power forward for you? Even though he could, you want him to do it at this stage of his career? Come on, man. Lemmy says Raw was lit. Don't tell me that. No spoilers. I already saw Cody Rhodes do a crossroads already. I already got spoiled. Don't spoil it no more. Let's see. Dovid says, hey, Troy, sucks that you missed that. There's issue on your end. You missed an awesome Raw. I'm going to catch the replay. After this stream, I'm going right to Netflix. I'm going to catch the stream right away. I'm also going to be doing a lot more videos in terms of the Knicks Recap Clips channel. By the way, I haven't really talked about that channel a lot. You guys know that there's another channel, right? It's called the Knicks Recap Clips channel. And that channel, it gives you even shorter form content than this channel does. A lot of people have been telling me, Troy, your videos are too long. You take too long to get to the point. If you're one of those people, the Knicks Recap Clips channel is for you. Almost all of those videos are about 5 minutes or under. So you can definitely find the video that's there for you. You can get the same information and it won't kill you when you're listening to everything because it's short, it's concise, and exactly what you need. You should be able to see the links on the side there with different videos because I normally know when you watch this channel, you normally see the other channel right next to it. If you haven't seen it yet, please go ahead and check it out. Subscribe to that channel. A lot of new content coming. I'm also looking to do a little bit of different content, a little bit more humorous content. I don't know if you guys would like this. Now, maybe you can tell me in the chat. I'm looking to do a little bit more animation content where I take certain photos of the Knicks and we make them into a clay photo or a Disney type photo or one of those type photos. And I get a prompt from one of you guys in the chat, right? And then I use that and I create the image and we all get to look at it, laugh, comment about it. So I might be doing videos like that as we head into the off season, which is coming up soon. So a lot of different content, a lot of things coming out. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I promise you, I've been working hard in the back end, trying to make sure that when I come back, I am coming back with a force. So you guys never miss anything. But I appreciate you guys asking about it. Let's see here. Vibs Shop says, this signing, I mean, if anybody missed it, if you want to see my reaction to how I felt initially about this, just watch the beginning of the stream. I feel exactly like you do, man. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The only silver lining, if anybody didn't see it, the real reason the Knicks did this and waited to sign PJ is to give themselves flexibility to sign another veteran at the end of the season. So they're still able to do that even though they've signed PJ Tucker. Now, I agree. They should have never signed PJ in the first place. You waste that roster spot on Moses, and then you waive DeLon Wright a couple of days before the end of the season, and then you sign Chuma. That was the way to go. They didn't do that. So, no, here we are. UPS says, that PJ signing smells like Thibs talked the Rose into signing him. Maybe. It's possible. I mean, I don't see why the Knicks needed him. I still don't understand that veteran voice. I mean, think about a championship team. I understand we need championship elite players around us, but PJ Tucker is over the hill. He belongs as an assistant, not on your legit bench. It's a waste, in my opinion. And then you gave him a 2-year deal, and I get it. It's really a 1-year deal with the team option, but still, was he really needed on this team? I don't think so. Nostalgic Nick says, no, DeLon is staying. He might be staying. because, again, he is a vet, and maybe the Knicks are concerned about their guard depth. But let me ask you something there, Nostalgic. If they're fully healthy, does he have a role on this team? I don't see him having a role on this team. He's not going to be playing past some of the guards we have. Fully healthy, we have a guard rotation of Brunson, of McBride, and of Payne. You think he's going to play over any one of those guys? I don't think so. And if he's not playing over any one of those guys, likely not going to play over Kolek, I think that he's going to be waived by the end of the season. And they're going to sign somebody else that makes a little bit more sense. That's my hope, my goal, what I want them to do. And again, the reports do indicate that the reason they waited to sign PJ was to give themselves that flexibility. I refuse to believe that they did all of this to not utilize the flexibility. Because then why use it then? Doesn't make sense. Let's see. Free Mans for Life says they can't waive DeLon without messing up the money. So in one situation you are right. Because I think he's on a guaranteed, but I also believe that's why they were waiting. Because I don't believe if they waive DeLon right now, as they've been waiting, if they do it, they should still have enough money under the second apron to sign somebody else to this team. Because I think that's with everybody right now. I don't think that they can waive anybody right now without losing money. Because anybody who's on a non-guaranteed deal, I believe their deal already became guaranteed. I believe even Shamit's deal became guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken. When he re-signed with New York, his contract was a standard deal, if I'm not mistaken. So you're going to lose something anyways. Let's see. Harlem says, Moses leaving Westchester. Wait, is that official? Like, this is that live? I'm looking at my phone right now. Don't do that to me. You guys are going to see a legendary video if Moses leaves to go to another team. I promise you, I'll go off. Don't let me see that. Don't let me see it. Ooh. Talk about updates. The New Orleans Pelicans have shut down Zion Williamson and CJ McCollum for the rest of the season. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see that coming. All right. Well, all right. There's nothing. All right. Well, you scared me. I guess there's really nothing there. But, wow. Talk about the Pelicans. My goodness. Injuries have destroyed that team, have they not? Michael Drake says, let's be clear. This is not Leon Rose's move. In the chat, I want to know from you guys, who decided to give PJ Tucker this contract? Was it Tom Thibodeau convincing Leon Rose? Was it the other way around? Or was it a mutual agreement? Let me know in the comments right now, guys. If you're watching the stream right now, stop what you're doing. Leave a comment. Who is responsible for PJ getting this 2-year deal with the Knicks? Let me know. Let's see here. Brooklyn Born says, wow, no fans going to be in the building. I think fans are still going to be there. I mean, I don't think they hate PJ that much. But, yeah, I mean, it's a bad signing. I think we all know that. But they like the veteran voice. That's why they signed them. They keep repeating, veteran voice, veteran voice, veteran voice. I mean, at some point, we're going to have to believe it. Michael Drake says, yes, bro, Moses is next, and then Chumo Kiki is last. I wish that was the case. But I don't think they're waiving multiple players right now. It doesn't make sense for them to do that. Grant says definitely a Thibs move. Hard Rock says Thibs. DJ says Dolan. Let's see here. Jets for Life says Thibs. Edwin Della says, is Phil Jackson back at the helm? I hope not. I remember that. I think we all remember that. For that matter, we remember Steve Mills, don't we? I don't want to go back to those days at all, man. Steve Mills was the absolute worst. No, thank you. I'm good on that. Let's see here. Any more comments before we end today? I see we have a lot of chats going on, but I don't see the comments coming through. Again, YouTube is playing a lot of tricks on me, so I apologize, guys. Anybody who's joining the chat right now or joining the stream right now, if you don't know what's going on, if you're just catching wind to all of this, let me enlighten you. The Knicks have done the unthinkable. Well, not really the unthinkable. It's not a shocking move. The shocking part is the Knicks signed PJ Tucker to a 2-year contract. That's the crazy part. But as Ian Bagley said, the reason they did that, the real reason he's on a contract right now with New York for a 2-year deal is because, number one, it gives him additional salary in a trade in the offseason. But more of the reason, it's because it gives them enough room under the second apron to add another veteran at the end of the season as long as they waive a player. And they will be waiving a player likely at the end of the season. So many insiders have already reported this. I'm going to have to believe it at this point. And the only one that makes sense really is DeLon Wright, because he's not going to have a role when the Knicks are fully healthy. And everything is pointing to the fact that come the postseason, the Knicks are going to be fully healthy. We're going to have all our guards back. Even though we don't have them for tomorrow's game, we will have them back for the postseason. Buzzer Beater says, let's see here. Why can't I see his? It's all blurry. Scott Layden can't read the. He's saying worst. Okay, yes, I agree. One of the worst. For some reason on my end, that text is jumbled. Don't know why. But if you're saying that name, I agree with you. We can go back in history and time. Some of the worst moments. People are trying to compare some of the moves that have been happening in terms of where the Knicks have currently been to maybe a Phil Jackson era or when James Dolan was controlling the team. You guys really don't remember that era. This era is nowhere like that. We have a competent front office. Back then, we threw around first-round picks for Andrea Bargnani. Andrea Bargnani. Some of you don't even know who that is. Some of you don't even know who that is. And we gave up a first for him. And some of you don't even know that we could have got Kyle Lowry, a young Kyle Lowry, for the same exact package if we had waited a few weeks. Some of you don't understand the pain. Oh, you don't understand the pain. Let's keep it going. D. Grant says, I'm not sure if this is true, but the Knicks are thinking about trading Bridges to the Clippers for Norman Powell. It's not true. I know the report you're talking about. Let me put it out there for you guys. There's an article or some news article that keeps creating reports about Knicks could do this, Knicks could do that, Knicks could do this. There is no legitimate source behind any of them. None. If you read those, try to skip past them. I would call it out, but normally it's not really that proper to call out all of those outlets. I won't do that. It's not really fair to them because sometimes they give out some good reports, but you kind of have to sift through a lot to get to the realism. Just a couple of things to look out for there. Anthony Jude says, can't be surprised they signed Tucker, but 2 years. What the F? No wonder TJ Warren walked out of Westchester. I mean, yeah. Why would he stay? They signed PJ Tucker, and he waited in Westchester, was killing it in Westchester for nothing, for absolutely nothing. I feel really bad about TJ. Double A, my guy. He says, we do need an enforcer with playoff experience and a good corner three-baller. Just what our bench needed. But once again, a waste with Tom Thibodeau because he will not utilize him. He goes into panic playoff mode. I mean, is he wrong? How many times have we seen PJ Tucker or seen anybody that they really add? They need to start expanding this rotation. I'll never understand it. Can anybody understand why the rotation gets limited as we get healthier? Has anybody really put those things together? Why do we play less when we have more? Why would you limit Achua when he plays more minutes? He does better. And you saw him the other night when everybody was dogging me. By the way, I saw your comments. I saw every one of your comments under that video I did about Achua. Everybody was telling me, Troy, in reality, he's trash. He sucks. He's garbage. Maybe some games he is, but some games he's not. Give him minutes. Run things for him. Maybe do a couple of pick and rolls for him. It's amazing how good he can look in that situation. That's what you have to do. Utilize your players. Don't limit the rotation. It doesn't make sense. How does that make any sense? John Smith, this signing is for a future trade in year 2. I mean, they did say that. Ian Bagley did mention it gives them additional salary to trade. But again, didn't we see this before? Who wanted PJ Tucker in a trade before? Why would they want him now? What's changed? What's changed? What does any team want with him now? Couldn't they just have gone to sign him now? He was out there, available. Any team could have signed him. Nobody did. Nobody even rushed to it. Nobody even saw it on their radar. You know when you get a notification on your phone because it's very important. That didn't even come up for them. Nobody was looking for PJ except the Knicks. Go figure. Let's keep it going here. Oron says, would you want Taylor Jenkins instead of Thibs? I would not, actually. Would not. I read the article by The Athletic, and he lost the locker room. You want a coach that loses the locker room? In this New York atmosphere? You know how hard it is to do that? There are certain coaches I want on this team, and sure, I'll listen to a new voice any day of the week, but that's not the coach that I want. Now, a lot of people have asked me, what coach would I prefer over Tom Thibodeau? The coach I want is not available, but if I had to choose, and he did become available, he's out west. He's with Denver. Mike Malone, champion, defensive-minded, and talk about somebody who can thrive in New York. That man, he would thrive in New York and hold every single player accountable. Gotta love that. That's what you need. Anyways, not gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna leave Denver. If he does, we can revisit this, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Miguel P says, contracts slightly above the minimum allow for trade flexibility. That's how we got Cat. You're absolutely right. No, I'm not. Nobody's denying that. We're not saying you're wrong. The only thing is, you have to have a team that's interested. A team's gonna have to say, yeah, I want PJ, include him in the deal. Who's gonna say that? Who would say that? Why would they say that? Nobody's ever said that. It's not gonna make sense. A couple more comments, and then we're gonna end the stream. I think I went on for about 20 extra minutes. 20 extra minutes. All right? Gave you 20 additional minutes, and I still haven't seen Raw yet. Still haven't seen it. Gotta do it now. Miguel, I just read Miguel. Let's see here. John Smith says, Knicks want Devo back. They do. I dropped a couple of videos about it. Dante DiVincenzo even said openly that he's not denying or ruling out a reunion someday to the Knicks. So he does, in some vein, want to come back. He'll entertain it. Not like he wants to go there. Not like he's saying he wants to go there. We got Michael Parker. I wish I can show the comment on the screen. He gave us a great super chat, which I really do appreciate, but I can't show it on the screen because YouTube is broken. I apologize, Michael, but I will definitely read it out for you. $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate that. He says, what the F? This must be an early April Fool's joke. Where is Moses Brown? This is completely ludicrous. I hope I did your comment justice because that's how I feel. It's ludicrous. It's crazy. I agree with you. Where is Moses? Clearly in Westchester, not with this Knicks team. They should have never signed PJ. But don't you worry, Mike. Don't you worry at all. Like I said, they've still given themselves flexibility at the end of the season to waive a player and sign somebody else. And I can only hope, like you, that player that they sign will be Moses Brown. There's no reason to do all of this. Jump through all of these hoops. Create that flexibility, all to just not use it. Now that we have it, you need to use it. And using it means discarding the players that you no longer use or will not use when you're fully healthy and addressing a situation that is becoming more problematic each and every day. Our center rotation. Please sign somebody with size. Moses Brown is one option. There are a few others, but Brown tops the list. Please sign Moses Brown. Brianna says, hey, Troy, how you doing? Thanks for showing up to the stream. I appreciate you. Thank you again for all the support. Not only you guys, not only to you guys, not only to the subscribers, not only to the commenters, but everybody else who's watching, who can't comment, who doesn't want to comment, who just wants to watch. Thank you. I appreciate you. No matter what, it's support in your own way, and I'll never shy away from it. I can't do this without you guys. I firmly recognize that. So you guys allow me to live my dream each and every day. That's why I want to work just as hard for you guys each and every single day. So I thank you. Let's see here. Miguel P says, the guys we sent to Charlotte for Cat weren't even in the league anymore. Also, PJ Tucker got traded twice this year before he signed with us. Miguel, was he signed for anything significant? Was he traded for anything significant? What team got better because of the signing? Come on, man. What are we doing here? Are we really going to say that these were significant trades? Teams got absolutely better because of these deals? I understand that we want to try to make sense of these things. And it's okay to try to make sense of them. But let's not go ahead and say, well, this happened and this happened and this happened. So magically, all of that can happen later. Don't you need to have playing time to get value? Isn't that why his value was so low? Because he never played? Is he playing now? Is he going to play now? Where is his value going to be? On the ground again? So what are we trading for him? What are you sweetening the pot with a player that has no value? We can talk about what it can be done, what could be done, what could happen, but that doesn't really matter now, does it? Because it all comes up to what they are actually going to do once they get there. And we don't know what that next step is. What we do know right now is that PJ Tucker really didn't have that much value. If he did, that trade, when would it have happened? Wouldn't it have happened a lot sooner? Just saying. Miguel says his contract is the value. His contract, brother? Then why did another team not sign him if they wanted to get a contract with value? A lot of other teams could have done the same thing. Had a contract with value. Clearly, they didn't because they know PJ Tucker is not a contract with value. And even if he was, that value is going to increase playing with the Knicks or not playing with the Knicks? I don't think so, brother. Let's see here. TJ can't play to show toughness. Donnie says, we don't know what PJ does behind the scenes. We don't know. But what we do know is very, very simple, don't we? We know he's almost 40 years old. We know that he hasn't played much. And we know that he's been given about 2 minutes of garbage time. The vocal leader, that's what we are wasting a roster spot for. The vocal leader. We couldn't sign them for an assistant coach. We needed to waste a roster spot when we have a clear need with PJ Tucker. I don't agree with that. Let's see here. Charm Boy says, we needed PJ in the locker room. Nobody has a problem with that. Nobody has an issue with that. The Knicks are so bad in the locker room that we need to have PJ Tucker there to, inspire the team? What is Tom Thibodeau there to do then? Watch him do it? Is Tom Thibodeau writing down notes and giving them to PJ Tucker? Isn't Tom Thibodeau supposed to do that? You want PJ Tucker to be the voice? Don't we have a captain too? We have all these players there. We have a voice. That's never been the issue. We have a voice. What we're just adding to the voices now. We're adding another voice. And that's great if we had the luxury of adding another voice. We don't. We have a size issue. We all know that. And we still added that player. That's the problem. That's the main issue. That's the issue that I have with it. I don't know what anybody else's issue is. Maybe other people have other issues with it. But that's mine. Mainly. Edwin says, exactly, Troy. Appreciate you. Get Boucher. I don't think they can do it right now. They're going to have to wait till the offseason, but maybe that's something they think about. Michael Drake says, PJ Tucker is not making the Knicks better. Get out of here. Thank you. We're on the same page. Not a needle mover. It's not happening. Why are we saying these things? You think I want to say these things? I know why you guys are saying it. You want to say it to comfort yourselves, to make yourselves feel better. I'm not with that. I'm going to call it like I see it. Always. It's not a good move. I understand why they did it, but just because I understand why they made a move is not going to make me always agree with it. I can understand something and still disagree with why it happened. Come on now, guys. let's see here. D. Grant says, this Knicks team is a young veteran team. They have been in the playoffs a couple of years. And so they have Towns, Bridges with the Suns. So no, can't see that. So no, TJ is not the answer. PJ's not the answer either. PJ's definitely not the answer either. Ron says, I hope Thibs and Rose continues. I don't know if that is a continued sentence, but you just said, I hope Thibs and Rose continues. As in continues to run the Knicks. If you're hoping that, I wouldn't really think that anything's going to change. Leon Rose is going to stay. Tom Thibodeau is going to stay. I mean, I see nobody leaving. Okay. I was going to stop, but the comments kept coming. So I was going to stop about 10 minutes ago. But you guys have been great in the comments. It's been hard for me to actually stop because the conversation has been so flowing. I got to thank you guys for that, actually. The reason this is so feeling like this and feeling engaged, full, and like a conversation is because all of you guys make it feel that way. Thank you so much. I knew that if I had an issue, I could turn to Knicks Nation and you guys could get me. I knew you guys would have me. And just like I thought, you're always there. Appreciate you guys. Last comment from Knicks 100. Tucker played center on that Rockets team that made the Western Conference Finals. What? Did you just mention the Houston Rockets? Did you just mention PJ Tucker on the Rockets? I don't have anything else to drink, so. If you are going to bring up Western Conference Finals for players years ago, we're talking about years ago, about things they did years ago, let's sign Victor Oladipo. Go sign him. He used to be an all-star, right? Let's do it. Sign Victor. 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 Come on, man. What are we doing, bro? You really just put in this chat Western Conference Finals PJ Tucker with the freaking Houston Rockets? That team doesn't even look the same anymore. That team is not even the same. Oh, Lord. Oh, man. All right. Not going to do it. You want to make me cuss. That's what you want to make me cuss. That's what you wanted to do. I'm not going to cuss. I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to cuss. You're crazy, insane, insanity. But I'm not going to go there. I refuse. I won't. Let's keep it going here. We got to focus on, wait, it went past so fast. We got to focus on the present and the future of this team. That was Baller 4K80. Appreciate you. UPS says Troy busted a gasket. I'm about to. I'm really about to. This close. And you guys know me. I wear my emotions all on my sleeves. So if I go off, you guys are going to know about it. Let's see. But Dad says you haven't had a problem with any of the other moves management has made with this team, but now you know better than them. I didn't say I know better than them. I said exactly what I said. We wasted a roster spot on a near 40-year-old because of his veteran voice. Do you think we don't need size on this team? And just because I praise them, do you think that I'll never, ever say anything bad about them? Where's the logic in that? Just because you do good things and you do one bad thing, you think I'm just going to say, oh, it doesn't matter. You did so good. No, I call it like I see it. You do good things, I'll say it. You do bad things, I'll say it. You make a signing like this, I'll go off. And I'm going off. That's my perspective, how I feel, given what I've said about this team and what we need. You feel differently? Great. Your perspective is great. It's also your opinion, and I appreciate that, as long as you appreciate and respect mine as well. Let's see. Donnie says, I think PJ is here more for Charles Oakley type vibes. I agree with signing Moses 100. Last comment, and I do mean this the last comment. I said that about like 5 comments ago. Last comment from UPSN Browns. Troy, do you think the New York Knicks are going to beat the Cavs this season with Johnny Bryant there? Love the comment, and I love that we're talking about the postseason basically now. Even though the Knicks are going to play the Cavs after tomorrow's back-to-back. I get that. Let's talk about it, though. I think Johnny Bryant's going to give the Cavs a small edge over the Knicks. However, the Cavs are unproven in the playoffs. They had a great regular season. Amazing. But there's a switch that happens at that level. And if you're not switching the right way, if you're not meeting that energy, you're likely not going to be at the level you need to be to win a series. I actually want New York to face Cleveland because I think it would be a competitive matchup. And I think just because of the pressure, listen to me here, the pressure, not records, not anything else, just the pressure of the playoffs. I think it would get to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, they obviously can put that all to bed if they start sweeping teams in the postseason. So they have a lot to prove. But until they prove it, I'm not really worried about any team besides Boston right now because Boston in the East has destroyed us. Besides them, I think the Knicks have a shot against anybody. We can go toe-to-toe with anybody as long as we're fully healthy. Even Boston. The only thing with Boston, though, is Boston is holding over our heads all of those wins in the regular season where they dominated us. So going into the postseason, it's just inevitable. You're going to think about those things, even when you don't want to think about those things. But guys, I appreciate you so much. You guys stood in there with me for this entire live stream. We talked about PJ Tucker. We covered it. You got my real and live reaction. You also heard the real reason why the Knicks signed PJ Tucker in the first place. So you got a lot of information here today. If you didn't get all of it, make sure you rewatch this live, rewatch this replay, whatever you do, make sure rewatching it so that way you get the information that you need. But as of right now, the Knicks have no more open roster spots. That last roster spot was filled with PJ Tucker signing a 2-year deal. New York can still make a roster move if they want, but the only way for them to do that is to waive a player at the end of the season and sign somebody else. I hope that's what they do, but if you ask me, we have no idea what this Knicks front office and Leon Rose is actually going to do come the final day of the regular season. But I am very excited to see exactly what he has in store for us. But what about you guys? What do you think about the Knicks signing PJ Tucker for the rest of the season to a 2-year contract? And that second year is a team option. Let me know how you feel about that in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.